Ranking regular show food. The title says it all, but I know there are a lot of Gen Alpha on the site now, so I'll go ahead and explain it anyway. I am going to be ranking on a tier list all of the food that Mordecai and Rigby ate in the show. Food is a very important part of our lives, and the writers of Regular Show understood that, creating artistic and horrifying menu items that couldn't be topped anywhere else. The Mississippi Queen, the Excellent Challenge, the ulti-meatum, you name it. The rules for this list are simple. I'm not going to include any food items that are just regular meals or snacks, like the nachos from the snack bar, or the coffee from the cafe that Margaret and Eileen work at, or those blue soda cans that are in almost every episode, mostly in Rigby's filthy gamer room, won't be included. I went through every episode of the show and picked out 22 food items that one might call exotic, legendary even. My parameters were simple: food that was the plot point of an episode, food that Mordecai or Rigby have risked their lives over, or food that just had a quality interesting enough that it made it worth mentioning. And I didn't do this alone either. I invited Tine Pizza to help me make this list. I figured a guy with pizza in his username would have a lot of good opinions about food. Well, apparently I'm wrong. He doesn't like coleslaw, but that's besides the point. This video is the final list. Tine Pizza has a video up of us making the list. Go ahead and check that out. But for now, let's get right into the list. Rigby burns the fresh beef hot dogs that Benson got for the park cookout, so Mordecai and Rigby decide to go look for more hot dogs in the meat freezer. While looking for regular hot dogs, they find these living hot dogs that turn out to be, well, psychopathic. They try to eat everyone at the park but end up eating each other. They have to be last place on this list because those guys have been in the meat freezer for a very long time. Mordecai and Rigby have to crawl very deep into the freezer to find these hot dogs, so they were clearly forgotten about. Not to mention they're all adults, so they're probably like 30 years old. Would you eat a 30-year-old hot dog? In the episode Bank Shot, Rigby makes a bet that he can make a bank shot, or also pay for this guy and his friend's meals. He ends up losing and gets stuck with a $12,000 bill. Because these guys, like dicks, ordered gold-plated and diamond-encrusted chicken wings. I can only imagine they did this to spite Rigby because no way metal and gemstone makes buffalo wings taste better. These wings are expensive as hell and taste terrible. Kinda reminds me of B-dubs. I can respect a spicy wing challenge. I like hot wings as much as the next guy. I don't like them too hot, but I'll try a challenge like this from time to time. But you'd have to be crazy if you think I'm doing this. These wings contain hot magma and Black Widow spider venom. I'll try a hot sauce that's 98% capsicum, but I have to draw the line somewhere. This is the fancy restaurant in the show. A few of the characters go here in a couple different episodes. It's clearly a really expensive place, the waitstaff is insufferable, and Muscle Man and Starlo's family just decide to eat wings anyway. The food here is definitely not worth the price. Slushies are pretty nice, especially this time of year. It can get pretty hot where I live. However, the Cool Cubed isn't something that I'd like to drink. For one, it almost killed Thomas. That guy's a Russian spy. I know for a fact he grew up sleeping on little ice blocks. This thing was potent enough to freeze him from the inside out. To get something that cold, it would have to contain a good deal of liquid nitrogen. And not only is that really bad for you, I imagine it tastes terrible. The slushie is blue though, so it does get points for that.
Your favorite slushie flavor is blue raspberry?
No.
Blueberry?
Nope.
Then what blue flavor is your favorite?
Blue. Just straight chemical blue. Something that has no naturally identifiable flavor. Something I know is taking days off my life every sip I take.
Fair enough, I guess.
This is a limited edition soda that Benson has been stowing away. It was, believe it or not, made for the 1984 Olympics, and apparently Benson really liked it. I mean, Benson saved some, but let's be real guys. Has anybody ever had a limited edition soda that tasted good? Every time Coke or Mountain Dew puts out a limited edition flavor, I'm sorely disappointed by it. They are at best okay. Everybody says they want to try this. Excuse me, have you had a regular apple fritter? These things are really sweet and cakey on their own. Now, I don't have much of a sweet tooth, but add a second layer of glaze to it, and not a single human on Earth would be able to handle it. I might take one bite just to try it, but I don't think what happened to Pops is a scientifically inaccurate depiction of what would happen to a regular person if they were to eat that. This thing seems alright. It's the VIP sandwich at Cheezer's that Mordecai and Rigby have to get VIP passes to eat. It's a grilled cheese sandwich with pulled pork and coleslaw on it. I'd eat it. I probably wouldn't love it. Mordecai and Rigby have the same assessment. They got this cake from a restaurant called Top Tier Cakes, so it at least has to be okay. But all things considered, it is not worth all the trouble. The 10-foot sandwich is definitely one of the more American things on this list, and honestly it's pretty good value. $85 for a 10-foot sandwich? That's like $8.50 a foot long after tax. I don't know if any of you have been to Subway recently, but they are not doing the $5 footlongs anymore. The funniest thing about this sandwich to me is how angry Benson is whenever he's holding it. I mean, he has every right to be, but look at his face. The death sandwich is a ham and meatball sub, which sounds pretty good. It comes in a double-decker variety, which I imagine is very difficult to try and eat. I can't put the sandwich any higher on this list because if you aren't wearing jorts when you eat it, it will kill you. And honestly, who wears jorts? I know what you're thinking. How on earth is Rig Juice this high on the list? It should be in last place, and until I did further research, I would have agreed with you. Let's go through all the known ingredients here. There's soda, fruit punch, hot sauce with the glass bottle, candy with the wrappers, pickles, pickle juice, an apple, sardines, and orange. Now at this point it sounds awful, and it is. If the horrible taste somehow doesn't ward you off, the plastic and glass will. But wait until you hear what the last ingredient is. 300 milliliters of dextromethorphan. It is the most potent ingredient in a lot of cough syrups. Yes, it is used for that. It's considered a dissociative drug and is part of the morphinin family. The amount in this drink is 10 times the healthy dose for an adult. Side effects include dizziness, confusion, hallucinations. This drink is going to make you so high you aren't going to realize that you're drinking glass. Solid B tier. At the top of B tier we have the notorious Excellent Challenge. This is Rigby's claim to fame. After he ends up in the hospital attempting this challenge, Mordecai finishes it for him and gets him a hat. Time for me to flex here. I have an autographed poster from William Salyers, the voice actor for Rigby. Anyway, all of this doesn't look bad. The 12 eggs cooked with mushrooms and peppers, topped with chili and cheese, the biscuits and the bowl of fruit all look good, even though it is entirely too much food. It's such a dumb challenge, I can't imagine why anyone on Earth would want to try it.
Hey, do you want to do the Excellent Challenge and record it?
What?
Do you want to eat 12 eggs, 4 cups of chili, 2 cups of cheese, 2 biscuits, mushrooms and peppers, and 5 pounds of fruit in under an hour?
No, not really. Why? Do I get the hat for doing it?
No, but you definitely get content.
Well, maybe I'll do it. Jim Bros Burritos, Jim Bros Burritos. This burrito has it all, literally. Want some beef? They got you covered. Chicken? They got that too. A lobster? That's in there as well. Alligator? Don't knock it till you've tried it. Okay, so maybe it isn't kosher, but it looks really good. I have some serious questions about the source of this coffee. I would be very skeptical to drink coffee from this man's tit. Seriously, I don't want to know how badly this guy messed up his steroid cycle because this is the worst case of gyno I've ever seen. Nasty. However, I can't argue with results. This coffee works. Whenever Mordecai and Rigby are out of energy, all they need is one sip and they are back on their feet. It's definitely fresher than any coffee you'll find in a grocery store or a restaurant. Questionable A tier. The 7th place is a tie. In the episode Steak Me Amadeus, if you collect enough steak bucks, you can get a free steak from the restaurant Steak Me Amadeus. In the episode Free Cake, the park crew throws a surprise birthday party for Skips, so they get to enjoy free chocolate cake from the snack bar. These food items both look pretty good. However, they aren't anything extraordinary. Why are they so high on this list, you might ask? It's simple. Because they're free. The Grilled Cheese Deluxe. It's nothing too much, just a grilled cheese sandwich. They don't go overboard with it. They don't do anything stupid like throw barbecue sauce or tomato on it. Just a little olive on a toothpick in it, and if you don't like olives, that's fine. There aren't olives all in your sandwich, you could just take it off. It's cooked perfectly with butter and... what's that I see? 2 thick slices of cheddar cheese. This isn't a struggle meal. It is truly a deluxe grilled cheese. This one comes from one of Regular Show's 2-minute shorts. Mordecai and Rigby are trying to figure out the perfect way to cook a pizza pouch. They're always so hot on the outside and so cold on the inside. It's a problem we can all relate to. They end up making the perfectly cooked Hot Pocket. It's quite the process, but honestly it might be worth it. Pizza pouches are a great on-the-go food concept, ruined by the fact that they never cook right. One cooked perfectly earns its spot at the bottom of S tier. Brain Max is a drink that Mordecai and Rigby try that makes them significantly smarter. It seems like a completely normal drink, like Mountain Dew. If Mountain Dew made people smarter, do you know how fewer problems we would have in the world? What's the Mississippi Queen doing all the way up here, I hear you asking? Shut up. I wouldn't drink this, but let's look at the ingredients. Kimchi, pasta sauce, chucos, sashimi, clams, shrimp, mayo, and hot chili peppers. While the proportions and exact ingredients in the show could use a little tweaking, I have not seen it, but I'm willing to bet money that Binging with Bobbish has done a recreation of some kind. The Mississippi Queen is the beginning of a great spicy seafood dip. This looks like something one of my buddies would bring to the Super Bowl party. It deserves a spot high on this list. Pops is apparently the best pie baker in the city. He's won 10 blue ribbons in a row in the annual pie baking contest. You already know whatever he's cooking up is delicious. A good old-fashioned pie is one of the best desserts there is. And if somebody for a decade has won the annual pie contest, you know their pie is to die for. So that's what everyone did. I agree. There is nothing on this list that deserves to be higher than the ulti-meatum. It looks like an awesome burger. However, I am nowhere near as passionate about it as Thai pizza is, so I'm gonna let him take it away.
The ulti-meatum is quite literally peak fiction in burger form. A burger wrapped inside of another burger with Himalayan sauce, made once every 100 years. I might murder my closest YouTube homie for that. RIP Eli.
So there you have it, a comprehensive list of all the exotic foods in Regular Show organized on a tier list. If you agreed, like the video. If you disagreed, well, I'm sure you've already let me know. Thanks for watching, go check out Time Pizza's channel, and goodbye.